Hey subscribers, thanks for tuning in, and anyone else that has a kayak or Hobie kayak with a problem that I'm going to talk about here regarding your Wheeleez beach wheels. So these are great wheels that you see here, especially when you're trying to pull a kayak over the sand. These inflatable wheels are awesome. One of the features of this kayak is this pin, okay, that's supposed to be attached to this cap, and that is supposed to have a bungee that's roughly this thickness and diameter going into this little opening in the side of the pin in the cap. It's all supposed to be wedged in there together, but what happens almost to everyone is that the bungee comes out, your pin drops out, and now you've got this loose pin that will no longer stay in the inside the shaft here. So I've seen a lot of discussions online, people trying to find out. It's one thing to be able to get the parts, and they sell the cap, the pin, and the bungee for a package deal of around $10. That's not so much the issue. The issue, though, is that the design is horrible. And even if you are able to get that bungee, find a way to snake it in here and attach it somehow farther down in the shaft, which is the problem, it's going to come out again. It's still going to come out. I can tell you this happened to me twice. This is my second pair of wheels, and this happened within the first 2 months of using both. This happened. So I'm going to take you through a different type of a fix that I think will take care of your problem forever. One of the things you have to ask yourself is this: where do I need this pin? Well, the only time you need it is when you put the wheels under your kayak and you want them to stay in place. For example, if you're taking them off the back of your truck, you don't want the wheels to drop out. This is the only place where you're going to need this pin, is here at your kayak. That's the only purpose it serves. So this is what my modification is all about. Here we have the original pin with the cap. You can see it's scratched up a little bit, and you can see here how there's this little indentation on the side where the bungee would go. Now if you want to, you can go and buy that original bungee if you like, but for this purpose you'll see all you'll really need is some cord or twine, and I'll show you what we're going to do. I'm just placing the pin into the cap just temporarily. It's not really pushed all the way in. I just want to be able to tie this cord around the pin. So I've got myself a little knot around the pin, and now I want to push the cord into the hole with the back of the pin, allowing it to basically pinch itself into the cap so it will stay. Okay, so you can see that it's pinched. Now I'm going to put this on a hard surface. I'm going to hammer the pin down and seat it into the cap. Just because I like to take some additional measures, I'm going to put a little super glue on here just to make sure nothing slips. It's probably not needed. You could also probably use silicone. That's it. Let it dry. Then you're going to pull off, about 18 inches of cord, maybe 15. You know what? When you see what I'm going to do next, you'll be able to determine exactly how long you need your cord, because you might not have a pro angler, you might have some other, an Outback or some other Hobie kayak. But I'm gonna, for my purposes, I'm gonna pull off about another 15 inches, and I'm gonna snip it. Then I'm just gonna make a simple loop, and just tie off a loop at the end. The loop just needs to be big enough to fit that pin through. Just like that. So now I'm at the Pro Angler, and I'm going to attach the pin to the seat bar here, the bar that the seat rests on. And you can really do it anywhere you want on your kayak. It doesn't even have, some other kayaks don't have this, but you'll find a spot. That's why I said before, you'll determine how long of a cord you'll need. But for the purposes here, 15 to 18 inches work great. Put the loop around the bar and slip the cap through. That's it. Now we have the wheels up through the kayak. You can see the post here, and your pin is attached to your kayak. You can just insert it on either side. This side works best, and you're done. So like I said to you earlier, this pin doesn't need to stay with the wheels, not unless you've got multiple kayaks and you're trying to use the wheels with some other kayak. You don't need to worry about it. You don't need to worry about losing it if you have it attached to your kayak at all times. You don't need to worry about the bungee coming out anymore. Now, what happens if you may have lost your original pin? You can basically do the same thing. I created a second one with a galvanized roofing nail. The roofing nail's got a wide head, so that way it doesn't slip. Well, the nail doesn't slip all the way through the opening on the post for the wheels. And again, I glued the knot, and so it's not slipping off of the nail either. So that's a real cheap way to go. And one way to do it, if you lost a pin, you don't want to spend $10 to get another one. Just use galvanized roofing nail. So I hope this helps you. I know a lot of people out there are dealing with this situation right now and wondering how you're going to get that bungee all the way back through the rod and attach it somehow. People are drilling holes in this thing. No need to do that. This is probably the best way to do it. Just attach the pin right here, and you always have it with you. And again, I hope that helps. Please subscribe if you enjoyed the video. I've got more coming. And have a great day. Thanks again to my subscribers.